Hey y'all, so I have this mystery that I'm hoping somebody can shed some light on. I love analog drum machines, just love them. They're like, to me, they're the unsung synthesizers, analog synths. Anyway, I've gathered up quite a few of them over the years, and this is one that this Soundmaster Memory Rhythm SR-88. It's one I've been wanting for a while now, like really kind of pretty high up on top of my almost at the top of my list, for many reasons, which I won't go into right now. Apparently, as some of you may realize already, I apologize for this. I don't have a real tripod. I got this little John here, so anyway, it's almost identical to the Boss DR55. Program it the same way, layouts the same. There's only like one or two things that are different. Anyway, I got it, and it had this busted battery pack in it with these ancient and quite dead rechargeable batteries, just the two of them instead of the four, which are needed. And so I ordered one of these. While I was waiting for it to arrive, I was trying to figure out if there was a way for me to test it without it, and it just was kind of a pain. And I quickly realized that while the drum voices seemed to be fine, this drum voice circuits worked and everything, the programmer was not working, and the buttons, which here's one of the ones that was in there, were no good. They didn't make contact when pushed. So I wired up these little push buttons so I could test it while I look and order those replacement buttons. So, okay. So I kept messing with it, and trying to figure out what was wrong with it. And I replaced a bunch of electrolytic capacitors in there. And when I finally got this guy and plugged it in and tested it, to my amazement, there were beats still stored in it after being connected to nothing, and likely connected to no battery pack or power or anything, since this one was in there busted with old batteries, probably not for decades. So I figured there's no way that there's beats still in the IC, because by the way, it's a Toshiba TC5501P, which is a volatile, right? IC, meaning if you don't keep power going to the IC, it will lose all its stored information. The bottom plate of this drum machine actually says 3 minutes after you have disconnected power to it, the memory will disappear. This makes sense. I even looked up the data sheet, and I'm like, okay, that's how it's supposed to work. And I got this, right? Now, keep in mind, this board here has had nothing connected to it. No power, nothing connected to the battery snap, nothing to the wall wart jack, anything for days now. And as you can see, if you look at the time, it's been 4.5 minutes that this video has gone on. So even if you don't believe me that I've had this disconnected for days, you can see that unless I'm, using some magic, it has had no power to it for at least 3 minutes. But as you will see, there's beats that I'm assuming were programmed in there decades ago when those batteries were originally put in there. So I need you guys to help me figure out why this works. Why this has beats stored into it, I should say. So the power, and this is the play button. Every single memory slot is full. Every single one. There's 8, and then for each one of those, here, let me see if I can do. For each one of these, there was drum beats programmed in there, and each one of those has an A and B, and then you can make it go A to B, and then there's the fills. Everything worked. Everything, all the beats, each drum voice was programmed in for each one of the beats. Why? Why does this work? It's fascinating to me. I really don't understand it, and I am assuming it's just my ignorance. Like, this shouldn't be. I'm not including some variable into it or something. Anyway, if any of you can tell me how this has beats still stored into it with no power, please let me know, because it's awesome. It's just perplexing, and yeah, so feel free to comment if you have something of value to say, and yeah, we'll go from there. Thanks all.